and played in the D. See, it's just been everywhere. That's what a basketball player should do. Yes, you cannot get the top guys from the NBA. You can also get one or two of them who have actually had that experience. He wasn't part of the NBA draft in 2014. He was undrafted. But since then, he's gone on to just continue doing stuff in his career, playing the G League in China and Europe and Saudi Arabia. So all the experiences they are garnering is big for the team. And you know that River Supers look very much ready for this one. So we're looking forward to Perry.
Yeah.
If he comes back on this team, man.
Yeah, we'll Perry, man.
We'll talk about them winning the title.
He was scary to the rivals last time out, really. So Maduk Akek, former AS Dunes forward, Jackson McCoy, South Sudan national team guard, Peter Olisemeka, returning after a strong bar from 2024, and also the likes of
Kevin Amayo.
You know, these are players who have been signed by Rivers Hoopers to come and bolster the quality of their squad as they play in this competition that football people will love to call the Champions League of Basketball.
And just to remind you, we're just about 13 days away. April 4th,
we'll
we'll be having the
early
kickstart. Yeah, 4 days into April, we'll be having the first of it. That was my former birthday. I can't explain that already.
I need to monitor you.
No worries.
So we look forward to that in Rabat, Morocco later. But that's the latest from Rivers Hoopers. And we really have to speak about them because they're not just representing Rivers State at this stage. They are representing Nigeria. Nigeria's only representative in this Basketball Africa League. They won $50,000 having come third last year. They would love to go to higher pedestals this year, I can imagine.
And you can imagine having the best coach of the tournament last time out, Ogo Dowd, still holding on to the side. It's going to be interesting to see how he pans out for them. We love to see our Nigerian guys do so well. And we just hope that the league will make players like this still get interested to play in the normal league, not just in the Basketball Africa League.
Football, true, bro. Speaking about going to higher levels, really, the NBA is the highest level when you speak about club basketball globally. Make we enter that side, Azul. What's up with the guys? Eastern Conference, Western Conference, preparations for the playoffs, and so on and so forth.
About 10, 11 games left for a couple of teams, and it's getting really, really hot at this point in time. But let me quickly run through what happened as far as games are concerned before we talk about injuries and how the last set of games will look like for the biggest of boys in the last couple of games. Yeah, we know Cleveland Cavaliers have qualified. They know how to do this thing. They don't qualify even before about 15 games to go. That's how good they are in the Eastern Conference. And I always let you know that the Western Conference, for me, is more competitive, whether you like it or not. Imagine having Lakers, Golden State Warriors, Denver Nuggets, OKC, who are topping the table, Clippers, all of these guys in one league. Dallas Mavericks not left out because they played in the final last season. Portland Trail Blazers, San Antonio Spurs. What is the champions? Against the likes of Cleveland Cavaliers, Boston Celtics, Milwaukee Bucks. No disrespect to these names I mentioned in 76ers. But that's how
Miami Heat's there.
And that's why it's easier for these guys to have qualified. Now they've won 57 games. Talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers, they won the 57th just at midnight.
Impressive.
Against the Thunder, who has won 59 games, and they never. Don't say never qualify. We don't say don't qualify, but we guys follow statistics.
Yes.
So the Cleveland Cavaliers qualified first, even after winning lesser games than the OKC. OKC has been led so well by that man Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But all in all, it's been wonderful basketball from both of those guys I mentioned. They have been really, really instrumental. And I tell you, it was good to see Cleveland Cavaliers get back to winning ways. And they had to do it in some tough style against a team that you think have been written off. They know how to get back sometimes, and it's Utah Jazz not being stable so well, but at least they're getting the results that they needed. And it was a good victory for the Cleveland Cavaliers, getting that one over their opponents in Utah Jazz. They actually limited them. You know what it is not to score in 6 minutes plus in a game.
In a basketball game, bro.
That's what the Cleveland Cavaliers did to Utah Jazz. And you know how funny these things can be. Frustrating.
No be Jazz with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, not
So it was a 120-91 victory. And that's what came out from that. That blowout came out from that situation I told you. Jamal Murray was instrumental for Denver Nuggets. They still don't have Nikola Jokic. It's a big news that top players are getting injured at this point in time when the playoff is coming up. Wow. But we'll talk about that in a bit. Jamal Murray had 39 points. Michael Porter Jr. had 17 points. And he also had 9 rebounds as the Denver Nuggets went past Houston Rockets. Houston Rockets are also hot. They've got some very good players, and they're playing some of the best basketball. Dillon Brooks was instrumental in that one. Got as much as he could, but wasn't enough to get his victory, or the victory for his team. 21 points. Jalen Green was even better. Got 30 points into his name, and he's getting interesting in that league. Going now to some other parts of the basketball world. Los Angeles Clippers lost by 2 points to the, should I call them the NBA champions already? A team that has Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. OKC, 103-101, they did this one. The Canadian scoring wonderful points. I'm talking about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. SGA, as you prefer to call him in easy form. 26 points and 8 assists. Aaron Wiggins also was instrumental. Got 19 points into his name. Alex Caruso. This man don't play basketball for different places. He don't play for Lakers. He don't play for Chicago Bulls. So he's currently with the OKC, and he's coming off the bench. He's not bothered. You know, there are players like that, and you wonder how they do it. It reminds me of that man Correa that plays for Atletico Madrid. He's been coming off the bench since I've known him. Angel Correa, and is comfortable. That's the kind of Alex Caruso career I'm seeing at this point in time. Alex Caruso career. I'm deep. So 14 points he got to his name in that encounter. And all of these points counted for something, because imagine the Los Angeles Clippers, who have been in some crazy form. They were looking to win their 6th game, but these guys actually went on to win their own 6th game. So it was who was going to go on 6th first, and it was OKC doing wonders in this one. Kawhi Leonard played all he could, but it wasn't enough. He got 25 points and 10 assists. James Harden, the son of Oliver the Cook, like I always called him, for 14 years now, that's been the name I've given to him, and I will not stop. 17 points. You see, he's the biggest streak of all time. He plays like he has not eaten. About that guy, they shoot 3-pointers. And you talk about the best passers of the ball. It's either give it to James Harden or that man Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic is the craziest. Leave it to him. But James Harden is also one very.
The thing about him, and again, it just looks like his name players really, because you don't want to harden your heart, right? James Harden. There's always this serious look around him, and then his beard. So there's the intimidating look around the guy. If he were to be a striker, a defender in football, for example, strikers go to fear him, because when he stares at you, you're like, guy, you're about to punch me or something.
Jason Tatum was continually instrumental as usual. That man is looking to win the title again. They are not at their form as they were last season, but they don't need to do it here. Now playoffs, they know who your partner be. So Jason Tatum got 30 points and 9 assists with 9 rebounds, almost doing a triple-double. Just 1 assist and 1 rebound needed to make it up, but it wasn't enough. He didn't get them against Portland Trailblazers. 129-116, they won that one. He had Sam Hauser support him in the house, getting a good 24 points to his name. Derek White also was instrumental.
For this, I'll give you a spouse.
So
you don't go alone as you return to your house.
Hey, finally. The Lord has done it, finally. I saw a picture with me and a lady, and I just knew something was going to happen today.
Amazing.
Yeah. Amazing God. Amazing God.
I'm amazing, my brother.
At least you helped me after going through that stress in the traffic today. Shaden Sharp was instrumental. He got 23 points for the Portland Trailblazers, but it wasn't enough to get the victory. Let me tell you that Jason Tatum's 4 points play early in the 3rd quarter was very much instrumental, helped them to a 75-57 point lead before Portland Trailblazers rallied back. And imagine how much they rallied back. They still lost by as much as 13 points. But basketball can really be painful. Atlanta Hawks are continuing their good run of form. They defeated the Golden State Warriors without Steph Curry. I'll tell you about Steph Curry and his pelvic injury in a bit. And they've done it again against the Philadelphia 76ers. Since those guys lost their big name, Joel Embiid, it's been topsy-turvy for them. But I think they picked up a bit. But Trae Young has time like this. He's always taking advantage of situations like this. And he did it so well, 28 points and 12 assists to his name. Now, one of the men when no get swag for basketball, they should push him out.
Because Trae's still young.
This guy, they look young.
He'll change his name in the
future. He doesn't represent his name. Trae But that, by the way, you cannot take away the best of basketball from him. Zachary Richardson got 22 points and for the Atlanta Hawks, and it was all they needed to get the victories the victory for themselves. Quentin Grimmins has stood really tall for the Sixers. He got 26 points and 6 assists. And you're surprised that rookie Justin Edwards came out tops in this one. He got 22 points to his name to help them get the victory. Just on the other results, before moving to what we have for the remaining part of this week, Detroit Pistons were better than New Orleans Pelicans, 136 to 130. It was a great game for Ron Harlan II. He got a season high 26 points to help his team get that victory. Miami Heat, the team that we're playing against the Golden State Warriors next. Imagine players going back to their whole ground. Jimmy Butler is the man I'm talking about. I'll talk about him in a bit. They defeated the Charlotte Hornets 122 to 105. They picked up some form, and who else will help them if not that man, Andrew Wiggins? Andrew Wiggins just left the Golden State Warriors. He was part of that deal alongside White that moved to the Miami Heat.
In all of these conversations of massive trades in the last
I tell you, and look at what he did for the Miami Heat. He reduced the heat on the players, the heat on the Hornets.
I was thinking to myself, really, if I can save enough money, I would like to travel to the USA, travel with Miami to watch a basketball game in Miami. Sorry.
Can we end the show now? How many minutes do I have left?
We'll touch on the table. That's why I want you to go.
Okay, we'll get there.
So at least now you have
Andrew Wiggins had
5 minutes,
42 points, and he did a great job. Tyler Hero was one of the heroes. Got 29 points also to his name, as the Miami Heat beat Charlotte Hornets to stop their 10-game losing streak. That's how bad it's been for them. They lost the biggest of their loss was the gain for Golden State Warriors, Jimmy Butler. Pat Riley will surely be regretting that word "shut up." He said to that man a while ago, "You don't tell an adult shut up." And I think he's forgiving all of them. They'll be playing against each other on Wednesday morning. That should be at 12:30 a.m., midnight to be precise. I'll talk about the table. Cleveland Cavaliers are still on top. Boston Celtics are second. Third is New York Knicks for the Eastern Conference. Indiana Pacers fourth. Fifth is Milwaukee Bucks. Sixth, Detroit Pistons. And if he ends like this is guys qualify straight up. Atlanta Hawks are not resting. They are doing everything they can to make sure they meet up with the Heat. They need 5 more victories to at least meet up with Detroit Pistons. But even at that, it means the Pistons have to lose all the games left. That's how crazy it is. But at least they are sitting comfortably in some position for the playoffs. Or playing, rather. Orlando Magic are 8th. 9th is Chicago Bulls. And at least the Miami Heat are on top 10. They were on the 11th positions. Now they've taken over the 10th position, pushing down the others who have also not been doing well. The likes of the Raptors, Brooklyn Nets, and 76ers. For the West, it's getting also really hot. OKC are on number 1. Look like they qualified already. Number 2 is Houston Rockets. Number 3 is Denver Nuggets. Number 4 is LA Lakers. They were second at some point, but since that injury to LeBron James, even when he came back, they lose. Memphis Grizzlies are 5th. And number 6 is Golden State Warriors. They want to hold on to this position. And who is pulling it with them? It has to be Minnesota Timberwolves and the Los Angeles Clippers. And without Steph Curry, how would they do this one? It's a big question that remains to be answered. He traveled with them to Miami Heat, but we're not sure he's going to play this game. They are both on 41 wins. Talking about the Golden State Warriors and Minnesota Timberwolves. So 7, 8, 9, and 10 is Timberwolves, Clippers, Kings, and Phoenix Suns. The biggest threats the Golden State Warriors have right now is the Timberwolves and the Los Angeles Clippers, with Kings having an outside chance to make it to the top 6. So top 6, as I mentioned earlier, qualify straight up to the playoffs. 7, 8, 9, 10 play the play-in tournament, and 2 of them will qualify to make it 8 from each conference. So 16 teams going into the playoffs later on, about less than a month, or just about a month from now. It's going to be really instrumental to see how it goes down at the end of the day. So telling you about what I was mentioning earlier, we saw some breakdown from some guys, and I just had to bring this up to you at this point in time. It's really getting interesting who is injured and who's not. By the way, today is Steph Curry's wife's birthday. She clocks 36 today. Amazing. 14 years after their wedding. They got married while she was 22, and you can imagine that man, not taking wife, playing a good Christian.
Yeah, he's a good Christian.
Try to be a good Christian.
I see his posts on Instagram.
Try to be a good Christian.
He plays around with Bible verses and all of that.
Don't just see his posts. Try to be a good Christian. Jimmy Butler is also a good Christian. If Jimmy Butler is a good Christian, who you be?
Honestly,
I will not talk about that so much.
Azu, you cannot say you're a good Christian, no.
Exactly.
If you don't know how to show mercy.
Hey, what did
because Cristiano and Messi, Ronaldo, Messi, you get these things.
I cannot say I'm a good Christian, no.
If you don't know how to show mercy.
Okay, let's come back to basketball. Yes. Golden State Warriors star Steph Curry fell so badly in that game where they almost lost. They were 5 points down when he went out with that injury, but he went on to win that game. So now He's going to be playing. He's looking to play against Miami Heat, but it's almost not certain. They said on Monday, but their Monday is about 7 hours behind, so they've not given us some update. But the last we checked, he traveled with the team to Miami to face the Heat, and it's going to be a tough one between the two sides. We're looking forward to seeing how they're going to cope with this one. Talking about some of the top injuries, if they are playing 6 games straight away. They've started with the Atlanta Hawks. They have 5 more to go, and it's going to be really instrumental to see how they play in these encounters. That's got to do with maybe Steph Curry or maybe without Steph Curry. It's a tough one for them, and we just hope to see how they bounce back.
Yeah, they just have to find a way and qualify for the playoffs eventually, so they can be there to battle for the biggest prize. These guys, Abi, honestly, I can leave this microphone for him, and Azu will just keep updating us on the latest around basketball. Many of these things coming straight from his head too. That's the brilliant side of what the guy's doing. No, you see the seconds as the countdown, like 41, 40, 39. Okay. We're going for a commercial break. We'll return from that commercial break. We'll switch to the game on side of life as to our presentation, where there's all the talk around football, Formula One, and even Tiger Woods, who's started a new relationship with an ex-daughter-in-law of a president. Yeah, it looks twisted, right? We'll get to that on to when we delve into game on the broadcast. My name is Chuma Noli, in here with the ever brilliant Azubika Onitsha. And this has been courtside, the basketball side of our presentation. What's popping, bro? Thank you so much.
Did you hear that?
What's in there?
That's a no language.
Come on, then. Get ready for one play money, because we have 40,000 each for multiple winners on the show tonight. Star 347, star 880, star 3 hash. The code you can use to play one play. Or the website, oneplay.ng, is going to cost you only 500 naira.
Whether you dey rush go enter bus or you dey dance for your party wedding,